All right, so here we go. You are about to see an incredible assortment of Audiophiliac viewer systems. This show is nothing but viewer systems. And if you would like to be included in a future episode, start snapping some pictures, send them to me. The address is on the screen right now. It is super important that you include the description of what's in the pictures as the same email, in the same email as the JPEGs. So that's what's required. And of course, really nice pictures. And you're about to see a whole bunch of incredible systems. Let's get started. We're going to begin with Dana's system. He is from the land of Down Under, and his speakers are Celestion Ditton 551s with Morel 448 tweeters. He's running a very tasty Sansui AU 555 amplifier that's been serviced and recapped. Turntable is a project debut carbon, and there's an Audio-Technica AT100 cartridge. For streaming, a Yamaha WXC50, and also another power amp in there, the XTZ Edge A2 300 amp. Tobias is next, and his speakers are Magnepan LRS panels. The integrated amp is a Hagel H80. The turntable, a Kai AP206. Phono preamp is a Project Phono Box. CD player, Cambridge Audio Azure 640C. And the streamer is a WIM Mini. Headphones, Hi-Fi Man Sundara, first generation by the way. And the headphone amp is a Harmony Design Ear 90. Jean-Luc is from Germany, and he had an opportunity to buy this very tasty Sugden A28 amplifier. It's a prototype. He's very proud of that. It's a Class A amplifier. The speakers are electrostatics. They are by APS Renwald, and the bass comes from a KEF 139B in a closed enclosure. Then there's that Revox G36 reel-to-reel turntable, B&O 1202 with the original cartridge. Phono preamp is a Project 2-box Mark II with Tungsram tubes. Then there's an Audio Alchemy DAC, a realistic equalizer, and a WIM streamer. Matt is a fellow New Yorker, and his speakers are these gorgeous Harbith M30s in cherry. The stands are by A&M Custom Metal. Then there's a Rogue Cronus Magnum 2 amplifier. And below that is a Sansui AU717. We also see a PS Audio Direct Stream Junior on the digital side of things. And for FM, yeah, a guy who listens to FM radio, a Magnum Dynalab FT101A. And to spin vinyl, a Dual CS5000. Connor was 20 years old when he sent me this email a couple of years ago. And he put together this super budget system. Super budget, yeah, $65 for the whole thing, not including the records. The turntable is a 1x1 with an Audio-Technica 36L cartridge. Then there's a Fosse Audio tube preamp, a Vintage Audio Silver Marshall power amp, and the speakers are JVC SP95. There's a reel-to-reel in there and a Kai X Crossfield and an 8-track Panasonic RS802US. Jay is another Audiophiliac viewer with a Rogue Kronos Magnum amp with rare new old stock Braimoire CV 4086 tubes in the preamp section. Turntable is a Technics 1210 GR, cartridge Audio-Technica AT33, and that runs into a Ned Clayton Cinemag 1254 step-up transformer, and that goes into a Riga Phono stage. The speakers are Zoo Allman Dirty Weekend Mark IIs with the Clarity Cap upgrade. These are from 2019. The sub is a Klipsch R101 SW CD player, NAD 546 BEE. Next up is Steven. He lives in Oslo, Norway. He likes DCS digital. Yes, he does. So he has a DCS Bartalk DAC that he also uses as a streamer. And that drives a KR Audio VA 880 integrated amp. It's 50 watts. The speakers, oh yeah, those are Tannoy Canterbury 15 SEs with ST200 super tweeters on top. And a Velodyne sub is handling the bottom end duties. Now Grisha plays tunes on another project turntable. This one is a debut Evo Carbon. Then there's a Fosse Audio Phonobox X2, Integra DTR 30.6 AVR, and an Eversolo DMP A8. There's a Sony Blu-ray player in there, and a Glow Audio Amp 2 tube amp for vinyl. And then Parasound HCA 750As, those are for home theater duties, Klipsch 250 center channel speaker, and oh yeah, those Cornwalls, those are from 1977. Subwoofer is an SVS PB 2000, and the surround speakers that you don't see out of the frame are Klipsch KG4s. Antonio is from Puerto Rico. He has been an audio gearhead since he's 12 years old. His speakers are KEF R3. The subwoofer is a Klipsch SW112. It's the reference. And the DAC preamp is an NAD C658, and it's running Dirac Live room correction. Turntable, Technics SL1200 Mark II from 1979, but recently restored with an Audiophile cartridge. Headphones are Hi-Fi Man 4XX, and there's a little .1 tube hybrid headphone amplifier. Pete is a 66-year-old vintage audiophile from Little Rock, Arkansas, which is the home of Klipsch. Yes, it is. So the speakers are, well, not exactly Klipsch's. Those are Korn Scalas. It's complicated, but they're basically Klipsch speakers that have been modified by Bob Kreitz. The electronics are all kits. First up, the Elekit 8600S. It's the Lundell version 300B amp. But there's also a Kitika PR102 preamp and a Kitika GT102 Z4 amp. And the turntable, Audio-Technica LP1240 with Shure and Grado cartridges, and Eversolo DMP A6 streamer, and to top it all off, a vintage Onkyo R1 CD player. Hans has a hybrid system which is a mix of old and new, and check out those speakers. Those are Magnepan Tympani 4As, classic, man, a wall of sound, and they're the cables are MIT 750, the Krell amp, oh yeah, there's a Krell KSA 80 amp in there with Audio Research SP9 Mark I preamp, NBS interlink cables. I remember selling those. The sub is a Rel Storm 2 turntable, classic. Lynn Sondic LP12 with an ITOC arm and a Miltech Olympia cartridge, which says here is a Kaseki build. DAC is by name. It's a V1. And the CD spinner is an Audio Research CD1. Marshall has this beautiful picture of his Backert Rhythm 1.4 preamp, a Ytech Ruby XM 300A monoblock amps, Ytech Topaz 872-10 power amplifier, Pass Labs XA 30.8 power amp, DCS Bartalk Apex DAC plus streamer, Inuus Zenith Mark III streamer for analog, and for analog fun, an EAT Fortissimo S turntable, EAT Glow Petite phono stage and power supply, and the Pass Labs HPA1 headphone amp. I have one of those. It's fantastic. And the speakers are DeVore Fidelity 096s made in Brooklyn, not far from me. The sub is a Rel Carbon Special. Dallas is from rural Ontario, Canada, and he recently purchased some new, air quotes, speakers on the used market. Those are ProAc Audio 140 Mark IIs in cherry. The integrated amp is a Hagel H160. Phono preamp, Darlington Labs MP7. Turntable, Riga Planar 3 with a Nagaoka MP200 moving magnet cartridge. Jeff sent in this great shot of his Zoo Dirty Weekend 2s in walnut. The sub is a Paradigm 12-incher. The stereo part of it is a Sansui 880 dB. That's from 1978. The equalizer is a Technics. The turntable, man, this is classic. I almost bought one of these, a Dual 1019. That's from 1967. Jeff is a band director and also a musician. Dean is based in Wakefield in the UK. His turntable is a Project Classic Evo with an Audiophile Quintet bronze moving coil cartridge. Phono preamp is the super popular Project Phonobox DS3B. Then there's an Icon Audio MC34-A integrated amplifier with Mullard New Old Stock EL34 tubes. For CD spinning, there's an Audiolab 8000 CDT. The DAC is a Schiit Modi. Cassettes, yeah, Nakamichi CR1. The speakers are Kef R500s. Bill is in Buffalo, New York, and his system is in his Sky Parlor. Yeah, that looks nice. For analog, there's a Riga Planar 8 turntable and a Riga Aria phono stage. For digital, there's a New Prime CDT8 CD transport. Streaming is done by a Project Streambox S2, and the DAC is a Denafreps Aries 2. Integrated amp, Luxman L509X, and the speakers are Mission 770s. Eva is next. She has a Fluence RT85 turntable with an Audiophile blue cartridge. The streamer is a WIM Mini. Then there's a Fosse AudioTube X1 phono preamp with GE mil-spec tubes. DAC SM-SL DO 200 Mark II. Then there's an SM-SL HO200 balanced headphone amplifier and preamp. Power amps, there's two of them, are Schiit Yalahorns in balanced mode configuration, and the speakers are JBL L52 Classics. Okay, now it's Chris's turn, and he has a Rogue Audio Kronos Magnum 3 amp. These are really popular. Technics SL1200 Mark II turntable with a Dynavector 10X5 Mark II cartridge. Also in the mix there is a Schiit Freya Plus, Darlington Labs Phono Pre, Hageman Piccolo Zero Step Up, Schiit Agir Monoblocks, a Riga P3 turntable with an Ania Pro cartridge, and the speakers, well, talk about popular, the Zoo Dirty Weekend 6 in the Superfly configuration. John is from Wollongong, Australia, and he does consider himself an audiophile. And his sources, well, let's start with the Arcam CDS50 SACD player. Then for a turntable, it's an Audio Reflex MR110 with a Nagaoka MP110 cartridge. Phono preamp is an iFi Zen. The amp is a Musical Fidelity A5 integrated, 250 watts a channel. And there's also a Ginnery RV80 integrated running EL34 tubes, made in Sydney, Australia. The headphone amp is a Talisman T35 HP in its Class A, and that's made in France. Sennheiser headphones, those are HD650S. The speakers are Harbeth Super HL5 Plus. And the speaker cables are by NB, made in Adelaide, South Australia. Doug and Lucia are using an SOTM trifecta as a digital source. That's the streamer, power supply, and 10 megahertz master clock. And that goes to a Lampezator B7 Mark III DAC with 300B tubes. Yeah, a DAC with 300B tubes. There's also an Audio Research LS28 SE preamp and a Macintosh MC452 power amp that's soon to be upgraded. The speakers are the very impressive Wilson Audio Sabrina X. Thank you, Douglas and Lucia. This Will is from Tasmania, Australia, and this is his system. The speakers are ELAC Unify Reference, and they are sitting on triangle S04 stands. The turntable is a Project 2X with an Audiophile Blue cartridge. The phono preamp is Project 2 box. And the DAC is a Geshelli Labs J2 in American Oak. I think we've done it. Now I'm going to continue to put up some pictures here without narration, but I'm going to take this moment to thank everyone who has sent in pictures now, in the past, and even in the future, because this is a continuing feature of the show. So keep sending those pictures. I think after watching this, you have an idea of what I'm looking for in the pictures of systems, but it's great to let you guys see each other's systems. It's fantastic. So you know, you're going to get a taste of what's out there. And anyway, if you like the show, please consider joining my Patreon. The address to join is below, in the description box below this video. If you like a given video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, oh yeah, please do so. We're getting close. We're getting so close to 250,000 subscribers. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, so anyway, thank you. Thank you for participating. Thanks for watching. And I hope, I really, really do, to see you guys back here again very, very soon. Bye-bye.